2 years ago, I reviewed the Insta360 Link webcam, an AI-powered 4K device designed to replace built-in computer webcams. Back then, I praised it as the best webcam I'd ever owned, but I did also mention its premium price tag of around $300. Now, a lot can change in 2 years, especially in the tech world, and now Insta360 is celebrating that milestone by releasing not one, but 2 new Link webcams. These updated models feature some really exciting new technology and come in at a significantly lower price compared to the original. Insta360 has kindly provided both new Link models for me to showcase in this video. Full transparency, I want to mention that this video is sponsored by Insta360. As such, I'm treating this as a product showcase rather than a traditional review. I understand the skepticism that can come up when the words review and sponsored appear together in the same video, so I'll be presenting the capabilities of these webcams as objectively as possible. I'll show you what they can do with real unedited footage and audio, so then you can judge for yourself if either one might be right for you. Okay, let's get into it. Both of these new products are compact webcams designed to sit on top of either an external display or a laptop screen. They each come with a magnetic attachment base, making it really easy to position them on displays of almost any thickness. For example, I've been able to securely attach them to the very thin display of my M3 MacBook Pro, as well as the significantly thicker Pro Display XDR that I use at my desk. The magnetic mounts also allow the webcam to tilt downward, which is a new feature not included with the previous model. This makes top-down shots much easier to achieve. Both mounts have a 1/4-inch screw thread at the bottom, so you can easily attach them to just about any tripod or third-party mount. Insta360 also sent me their mini 2-in-1 tripod accessory, which is compact enough for travel, but sturdy enough to quickly convert into a decent-sized table tripod. This allows you to position the camera directly in front of you or off to the side, whatever setup works best for you. The 2 models are almost identical with one key difference. The Link 2 comes on a gimbal, while the Link 2C is a static camera. The Link 2C can only point in the direction that you position it, though it can still tilt down if needed, and you can turn it left and right on the magnetic mount. The Link 2, on the other hand, benefits from that gimbal, offering much more flexibility in terms of positioning. You can adjust it manually via the app, or you can use AI tracking, which allows the camera to follow your movements, but we'll talk more about that a bit later on. Let's start with image quality. Fortunately, both cameras perform identically in this area, as they share the same internal video hardware. Both feature a 1/2-inch sensor capable of capturing up to 4K resolution at 30 frames per second with HDR, and they come equipped with Insta360's True Focus technology. This is phase detection autofocus, meaning that the camera will always prioritize a face over any other object, but it can also quickly switch focus to an object held close to the lens. I'll include some footage on screen to demonstrate how well this works with different items. Both cameras can record in 720p, 1080p, or 4K, all at 30 frames per second. They also come with a high dynamic range toggle. For example, if I position myself with a bright window in the background and toggle HDR off and on, you'll see how the feature adjusts the amount of background detail included. The difference is really noticeable when HDR is turned on if you find that your environment isn't the best when it comes to light and shadow. I've also included some footage here to give you an idea of the low light capability of the cameras. As for the video quality overall, I'll aim to shoot as much of the B-roll footage for this video as possible using the Insta360 Link 2 and Link 2C in various lighting conditions, which should give you a good sense of how capable these cameras are, especially when compared to other webcams like the one built into my M3 Max MacBook Pro or the webcam on my studio display. Be sure to keep an eye on the on-screen notes throughout the video, as I'll always provide a reference for what you're seeing at any given moment. Of course, video quality is important, but audio quality is arguably even more critical when choosing a webcam. With that in mind, let me share some examples of the audio quality that you can expect from the Link 2 and Link 2C webcams, as well as explain the different AI noise cancelling features included in both devices. You can access these audio modes through the Link controller software, which comes free with your Link webcam. This software also allows you to adjust all of the other settings and features that I'll cover in this video. The first audio feature is voice focus, designed to enhance clarity when a single person is speaking. For example, in this situation, I've got a fan running on its highest setting just behind me to give you an idea of how well the Link 2 picks up my voice in this situation. And in this example, I've got a vacuum cleaner running on servo mode right next to me,
And again, this will give you an idea of how well the Link 2 picks up my voice.
And for comparison, here's the exact same situation with a fan right next to me on the highest setting, but this time on my built-in M3 Max MacBook Pro webcam. And again, this time with a vacuum cleaner running on turbo mode right next to me. The second audio feature is called voice suppression. This mode minimizes background voices during group conversations or meetings and instead focuses on the person closest to the webcam. I don't have a group of people that I can use to demonstrate this, but what I have got is sound of a lot of people chatting on the Sonos speaker behind me, and this will give you some idea of how voice suppression works on the Link 2. The third and final feature is music balance, which aims to maintain clear speech while blending in background music. And to give you an idea of how this works, I've got music playing pretty loud on the Sonos speaker just behind me, so you can get an idea of how this feature works on the Link 2 camera. Finally, for comparison, here I am in my usual studio setup, recording with my Sony FX3 professional camera and using a Sennheiser MKH50 microphone just out of shot here. This should give you an idea of the contrast between the Link webcams and a professional grade setup that would cost around $10,000 to achieve. To wrap up the features of these cameras, let's look at the advanced AI technology and smart framing features. This is where the differences between the two models start to become more noticeable, but I'll begin with the features that are included on both. Both cameras can shoot in landscape mode, which I suspect will be the default for most users, but they also support vertical or portrait mode. You can achieve this by tilting the camera to the side, typically using a tripod or another accessory. If you're using your camera for streaming or social content, this is likely a feature that you'll find really useful. I'll show some examples on screen so you can see how this looks. Both models also include a desk view mode where the camera can look down at your desk to provide an overhead view. This is perfect for showcasing sketches, concepts, or anything else happening on your workspace. The key difference here is that the Link 2 can automatically tilt down into desk mode, while the Link 2C requires you to manually adjust the tilt using the camera's base. Another shared feature is whiteboard mode, which lets you use stickers included in the box to mark the four corners of a whiteboard behind you. The camera can switch between focusing on you as the presenter or the content on the whiteboard with a simple gesture or at the touch of a button. Speaking of gestures, I'll cover those in just a moment, but for this, you'll use a peace sign gesture to switch between modes without needing to interact with any software. Both cameras also feature a privacy mode, which disables the camera and microphone when not in use. On the Link 2, privacy mode is activated automatically after 10 seconds of inactivity once you exit a related app. For instance, after closing out of FaceTime, the camera will enter privacy mode by tilting the lens downward and turning off the microphone. On the Link 2C, this is a manual process. You use a small toggle switch on the side of the camera. Flick it up and the camera works as normal. Flick it down and the camera enters privacy mode by covering the lens with a built-in lens cover. Lastly, circling back to those gesture controls that I mentioned earlier, both cameras can intelligently interpret specific gestures to control various features. For example, holding your palm up will start or stop AI tracking or auto framing. The L gesture lets you zoom in or out, and as I mentioned before, the peace sign activates or deactivates whiteboard mode. To wrap things up, let's talk about some of the key differences between the two cameras. As I mentioned earlier, the most obvious difference is that the Link 2 is mounted on a gimbal, while the Link 2C is a static camera. This affects both the size and feel of the cameras, with the Link 2C being smaller and more suited for travel, but it lacks the rotational flexibility of the Link 2. The Link 2 also features AI tracking, which uses the 2-axis gimbal to automatically follow individuals or groups. You can manually set what Insta360 call a pause track area, essentially a virtual boundary where tracking begins and ends. So if you want to be able to move off camera to grab something without the camera following you, for example, then resume tracking as soon as you're back in frame, you can do that. You can also control the gimbal manually using the Insta360 Link controller software, which provides a virtual joystick on screen or even a remote app on your iPhone. This lets you rotate the camera left, right, up, and down. While it doesn't rotate a full 360 degrees, it covers nearly the entire field of view in front of it and even a lot of what's behind it. For most people's needs, this will be more than sufficient. As with other features, I'll show footage on screen demonstrating how the tracking follows me, not just at my desk, but also as I move around the room. So whether you're someone who plans to use this in a really active setting, or you just always want to be perfectly centered at your desk, you can see how this works. The software also allows you to set up to 6 preset positions just by clicking a button. And in the effects tab, you've got loads of manual control over things like exposure, color temperature, you can set color presets, and even put filters on your footage. Once you've installed the virtual camera extension, you can then use a bunch of effects in third-party apps like FaceTime or Zoom, like a natural bokeh or a blurred background, or even a virtual background like a coffee shop or a living room. With the Link 2C being a static camera, the technology that it uses is called auto framing. This is similar to Apple's center stage, found in MacBook and iPad webcams. The camera captures a wide field of view and then automatically zooms and crops to keep either the presenter or a group centered in the frame. So there you have it, 2 brand new webcam offerings from Insta360. The Link 2 with its gimbal offers features like AI tracking and a wider range of motion, making it perfect for online educators or content creators. Then there's the Link 2C, the non-gimbal option, which is ideal for stationary setups like personal conferencing or Zoom meetings. Both cameras are available now, with the Link 2, the gimbal version, priced at $199, $100 less than the original Link when it launched, and the Link 2C, the non-gimbal version, priced at $149. Both options make for an affordable upgrade if you're looking to replace your current webcam. If you're interested in learning more about the Insta360 Link 2 or Link 2C, be sure to check out the product link in the description of this video.